If you want to do something immediately to make your life more light, easy and minimalist, the first thing you can do is getting rid of things that restrict your space, waste valuable space, and no longer serve you. In this video, I'm going to share 30 things you can declutter today. Instruction manuals. Oftentimes it's useful and necessary to keep them, but I went through all the manuals of the washing machine, dishwasher, TV, and I found a lot of manuals of things that I'd already gotten rid of. So go through all the manuals and see what you don't need anymore. Home decor. Decoration tends to collect dust, so if you don't really like an object, just put it away and let it go. This way you don't have to clean or look at things you don't really like. Old phones. When I got a new phone, I always saved the old one just in case, and that was so unnecessary. I never once looked at my old phone again, and it was actually broken, so that's definitely something I won't do again. The junk drawer. I think most people have this kind of drawer in their home where we just put everything we think we could need sometime in the future. Most likely you will find something there to declutter that you don't really need anymore. Fruit cutters. Fruit cutters only do one thing and they're lying around in the drawer. I can't remember the last time I used them, so I sorted out all the fruit cutters because for me it's more convenient and easy to just use a knife for everything. Fabric softener. I haven't used fabric softener in so many years. To wash my clothes, I only use a detergent without any scent. You really don't need any fabric softener. Most people use it out of habit, and not using it is also so much better for the environment. Photos on your phone. Everyone has tons of photos on their phone, and that's something you can easily declutter. And I found that it's hard for me to go through every single photo and to decide which one to delete. So instead, I just take a look at a bunch of photos at the same time, and I only keep the ones that I really like, that give me a good feeling or a good memory, and I delete the rest. CDs and DVDs. Nowadays we can find everything online, so we really don't need CDs or DVDs anymore. In case you don't use them on a regular basis, you can probably give them away. Food. A lot of food tends to accumulate in the corners of the kitchen cabinets over the time, and what I like to do sometimes is a week of using up and cooking with all the products that are left, so this way I don't have to throw anything away that is about to expire soon. Old magazines and coupons. I used to have a pile of magazines in my home that I didn't sort out after reading, and I was collecting all the coupons in case I could use them sometime in the future. So I also went through all the coupons and got rid of everything that was no longer valid. Cones. I'm sure everyone has this pile of cones, and I'm gonna exchange them for coupons that I can use for grocery shopping. Unread books. Sometimes we hold on to books because we really wanted to read them, but we just never do. So either try to start reading it today or get rid of it by giving it away or selling it. Blankets. I also kept a lot of blankets just in case someone stays over, but actually I barely ever have guests that stay here overnight, so I decluttered a lot of blankets as well. Old kitchen appliances. Appliances that you don't use anymore, for example microwaves, waffle makers or sandwich toaster. If you haven't used it in 2 years, you probably won't need it in the future. Old wallets. I had a few wallets just in case I would need another size for another bag or whatever, but honestly I always just used this one wallet and the others were just lying around. Old cables. I used to have a box with all kind of cable equipments, and when I started to declutter the box, I realized that I mostly didn't even have the associated devices, or I didn't even remember what exactly that cable was for. So get rid of these and try to have as few cables as possible. Tupperware. Most of us have more Tupperware than we actually need, and they take up a lot of space, so go through all the Tupperware and get rid of everything you don't use. Digital declutter. Photos, programs, files, music. Our digital place can be overwhelming as well and take a lot of space on the laptop, so go through all the files and pictures and sort out everything you no longer need and save the rest to an external hard drive. Only leave the files on your laptop that you use on a regular basis. Bikinis. I recently realized that every time I went through my clothes to declutter, I always skip my bikinis, and I don't know why. I think subconsciously I just assume that you can never have enough bikinis, but you really can. Hair ties and hair clips that you don't use. I had way too many of these and they just take unnecessarily too much space. Toolbox. I found a lot of items in my toolbox that belong to a specific set that I don't even own anymore. I also got rid of broken screwdrivers and old bent nails. Old nail polishes you don't use anymore. I barely ever wear nail polish because then it's chipping after a few days and it's not really worth it for me anymore. Makeup. If you haven't used the products in 2 years, you probably won't use it in the future. Get rid of expired makeup and makeup that you never use. Pens that I have dried out. I don't know why, but I had a huge amount of pens and they dry out even if you don't use them. I don't think I ever really bought pens, but I still had so many, so I decluttered a lot of these. Tag boxes. I used to keep my iPhone on MacBook case. I don't even know why. It's taking away so much storage space and you really never need those boxes. Expired medicine. A lot of products accumulate over the years, so I decluttered everything that had already expired. Pillows. I used to have a pile of pillows on my bed and it was actually annoying to always put them away when I want to sleep and then putting them back in the morning. Now I just have enough pillows for me so that it's comfortable but not too much, and it's also easier now to make the bed and to change the bed sheets. Basement. A lot of people tend to put all the things they're not sure whether to keep or not in the basement, so go through the basement and declutter everything you no longer need. It's so satisfying to have a simple, clean and organized basement. Extra knives. I used to have an extra knife set that I never used because it couldn't go in the dishwasher, so it was just lying around, but I couldn't bring myself to get rid of it. But when I did, it felt very good and I never missed it. Phone apps. From time to time, I like to go through all the apps on my phone and delete everything I'm not going to use anymore, and to free up valuable storage on my phone.